Now we're good. I have to like reconfigure all my stuff. I feel like my mic is all. Can you hear me all right? My mic's all funky.
What? Just kidding. Yeah.
All right, maybe it's just on my end then, because I feel like I'm loud.
No, I can hear you.
All right, cool. All right, so let me see what we got going. Let me join you. Yeah, we're back talking Sith again this week. Sorry I took you a second to get on. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties last week mixed with parental difficulties. So last week was a little rocky only because I had a lot going on with my kids and Adam was on, but then had an issue with his mic situation. So, but we're back this week, and I wanted to make sure we at least touch base with everybody because next week I will be in Disney. Adam will be with you guys though, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss talking because the Han Solo trailer dropped, or a new Han Solo trailer dropped. A longer was this one longer than the one that was from before? I think it was by just a little bit. Yeah. So we got
226.
Yeah, because the last one was just a little teaser trailer that we got. So this one was a full-on awesome trailer. It's I don't know. I guess to start, like we always do when we try to like cover the trailers and stuff like that, I'll start with my broad opinion of it, which is I am now I have slowly be getting more and more psyched for the Han Solo movie with each thing that comes out, with each little toy or little new news blurb or new like whatever image, or now with the trailers out. At first, when they said there's going to be a Han Solo movie, I could not have been more skeptical. In fact, I was like, I don't even want it. Like, you can keep it. And now I'm like, all right, I'm definitely super excited. I'm really excited for this now because the trailer looked really cool. Like, there was a lot of stuff in it that was just flat out cool looking, like aesthetically. And then there was just a lot of cool stuff that was thrown at us as far as what the story might be about, what, the characters might be doing at this time. That was really interesting as well. But really, overall, to me, it was just awesome to see so much dialogue, it felt like, between Chewie and Han, because it makes me feel like they're really going to focus on what I want them to focus on, which is those two. But, yeah, I don't know. What did you think about it?
Similarly, I mean, at the beginning when they first announced it, I was pretty stoked, and then I gradually got like extremely nervous, and we've talked about that. I was really of the mindset where as long as it's not absolutely garbage, then that's a win to me. Mm-hmm. And then the first teaser finally came out, and it took a really long time for us to get a teaser or a trailer or anything. When the first teaser came out, I was like, uh-oh, I'm a little bit excited. And then now the full trailer's out, and I'm like more excited than I feel like I should be. Like now, if it's bad, I'll be disappointed. Whereas before, if it had been bad, I would have just been like, all right, well, that's kind of what we expected.
That's so funny because I was having a conversation with Andy yesterday, and we were talking about the new movie, and that was exactly what I said. Where I was like, before, I could have cared less if it was good or bad because I'm like, I wasn't expecting anything. I was like, oh, whatever it is what it is. I'll be fine. Now I'm like, oh, please don't be bad. Like, please be good, because now I'm like, now I actually have like kind of high hopes for the movie, and I really want it to be good.
The new trailer was really a pretty cool trailer. It had lots of neat little, oh my god moments, and then like the second Wookiee. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a wife or a kid or whatever.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And then at the very beginning, Woody Harrelson mentions that they're going to do work for a big time gangster, and so there's speculation either that maybe that's Jabba. So lots of Lando, like speaking, and killing it, and the Falcon looks amazing.
It has that like detachable ship on the front, which is really cool. I'm like, what? That's awesome. But so what was your what was like the highlight the trailer for you overall?
I mean, most of it, I was like, "Ooh, that's awesome!" Like when Chewie does like pile drive around a dude at the end of it, and he,
yeah.
throws him to the ground. That was ridiculous. Wookiees are like insane, and they sort of touch in the when he warns the computer not to mess with Chewie, and then you sort of you see a little bit of it on Kashyyyk in episode 3, but you don't really get to see him go like hand to hand, and Chewie really that guy. And then the train team looks pretty cool, but the only thing that was like emotionally, resonating with me like big time was the two Wookiees thing, because I totally wasn't expecting it. I had no idea that there was going to be another Wookiee in it.
Yeah.
And, that was like I had an emotional response to that part
yeah,
of the trailer, so.
definitely. That's very true. I was thinking because of that, because my favorite part of the trailer was, like I said, every time Chewie showed up on screen, for some reason, I was just getting really stoked, and
right.
I started to think to myself like, man. It would be really awesome, especially after I saw him hug or embrace that other Wookiee, who we don't quite know who it is yet, but I think we can do some speculating as to it probably being someone he's related to. I'm hoping, or married to. I'm hoping it's his wife. I think that'd be so cool. But I think it's awesome.
Yeah, the way
to
they
see...
sort of touch each other.
Yeah,
made me think
it looked tender. It looked like it was. Somebody he knew, obviously, and somebody he cares about. So I'm hoping it's like his kid or his son, or it'd be just awesome to see a bigger, just more broad story for Chewie, because he's such a great character. But it made me think to myself, like, how awesome would it be if this movie is really about Chewbacca and him wanting to rescue whoever he needs to rescue, or some mission or something like that.
Right.
And I just thought it would be such a cool movie if it centered more.
Parts Han and
yeah,
Chewie.
exactly. If it was like
Han.
exactly, like if it was equal parts Han and Chewie, and you get all this story with Chewie, and he has and it's not just he's a character in the movie. He has his own storyline. He has his own plot. He has his own struggles and thoughts. I think that would be so awesome because, like you said, Wookiees are one of the most unless you're into the Star Wars lore, you don't know much about Wookiees, and they're awesome. They're one of the most fantastic, just amazingly strong and cunning beings in the universe. And it's really interesting because I think we just think of Wookiee Chewie is this really tall half dog bear thing that makes a bunch of noise, but Wookiees themselves are extremely interesting as a species. So it's going to be just super interesting to see more of just a Wookiee on the screen, but one that we actually know and love and can get to see more of. So I'm excited. And plus, like you said, anytime Lando showed up on screen, I was just like, oh man, he's killing it. He's killing this role so hard.
Yeah, and there's also this new Texas, so we'll get to see some of them. So yeah, overall, like I said, I'm more excited than I think I want to be, because now if it's bad, I'll be upset. Whereas before, I would have been pleasantly surprised if it was good. So so we'll see. But yeah, it was a really cool trailer. The way they fly is pretty awesome. It's one of those oddball theories that is almost definitely not true, but it just struck me that it would be interesting if Lando's droid guy is if he salvaged his brain, his CPU, to make that bald droid duty as
Forlom. Yeah, doesn't he look every time that was so funny that you said that, because I thought that
I was just wondering if maybe that head thing he has is ripped out of the head of this new droid. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Obviously, it would be a long shot, but
it looks similar, doesn't it? It looks similar. When I saw that droid, I thought the same thing.
The only thing that doesn't makes it not make any sense, other than I don't know why they wouldn't just use a bald dude and make it look similar.
I thought to myself,
he and Han would recognize each other in Empire, and they don't.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true. And I think to myself that maybe, when I saw that, I thought to myself, like, well, maybe it's a situation where this robot or this droid is such a good friend or, like, becomes such a close companion of Lando's that he turns him into a cyborg or android or whatever. You know what I mean? So I thought that could be a possibility, but I thought the same thing. I was like, is this like pre-Forlom? And then I tried to remember I tried to remember what his voice sounded like and if it sounded similar to the droids, but you know, once again, that's speculating, and it's not completely far-fetched, because if we were going to see Forlom in a movie, it would be this one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting to see, you know, some of the characters like that. There were some really cool, like, you know, new characters that we saw that we don't quite know who they are yet, like, some of the bad guys.
We got Paul Bettany without the mask on.
Yeah. There's I think the main bad guy of this movie is a woman, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's gonna be Paul Bettany.
Oh, okay.
Because
I saw on something this morning, I was reading that one of the characters that was on screen that's a bad guy, like one of like they're thinking might be one of the main bad guys, has a mask on and all this stuff, but I guess it's a lady underneath all that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
See, when the teaser came out, it struck me that Paul Bettany wasn't in the teaser, and then I read an article saying that he was the guy in the mask.
Oh, okay, so now I'm not sure.
But I don't remember whether that was like a confirmed article or whether it was someone just guessing. But
okay.
But either way, I think Sandy Newton is the other chick in the movie, and I think that she's you know, for questionable allegiance, and also like the way that the voiceover talks about, like, you know, prepare to be betrayed by somebody close to you.
Yeah.
That opens up, because we talked about how it's Emilia Clarke, his interest in any way in this movie. So
yeah.
So she might be involved in that. Woody Harrelson might be involved in that. And then Woody Harrelson had the line where he's like, "If you join us right now, you're this life good," and that sort of thing. So it is kind of, it seems like a heist movie or a gangster movie or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's something like that.
Right. Neither tease focused on the humor. Is I think that it will. It's being marketed as like the funniest Star Wars ever. The only joke I could really think of is Lando being sort of geeky, and then the Han Chewie interactions were.
Yeah, the Han and Chewie interactions were very like Han and Chewie. Like that's what I felt.
It's a comedy movie, which is the vibe we were getting for months. You know, especially with the directors and who they were. So that was interesting to me too, because it definitely feels like an emotional movie and like an adventurous movie, but it doesn't at all feel like a comedy movie. It just feels like a. You know,
I agree. Like, I didn't get much humor from the trailers. And like you said, it's not difficult to be a very funny Star Wars movie. So I'm thinking, like, maybe they're just not. But you're right. Like, I think maybe I felt like that was a big selling point when we were hearing about the movie. Like, it's funny.
Not even just a selling point. It was like the definition of the movie. Like, like people were describing it as like a comedy. It's just weird to me that or not weird, I guess, but just interesting that the overall tone doesn't seem to be that way at all. So I wonder if the trailers are super misleading, or if they really did 180 to tone that much. But either way, there's like a big difference now between what the movie was, you know, 6 months ago and now. So it's that part of it's interesting. But and then I haven't gotten to look at the article yet, but I got a Google alert that the toys have been released.
I did share that. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I shared it to my personal page or the Talking Sith page. I'll go back on and check and see. But I did share the list that they put up on the Star Wars website, and they did drop all of the merchandise, and I did get a chance to look. I will say this. I'm going to be super broke That's for sure. Cause
Oh yeah,
Lando,
I saw the Lando
oh
Lego
my god,
and, like, I
dude.
need it.
It's so freaking cool, man. It's so cool. And not only that, but there's a set with Lando, Chewie, and Han. It's a toy set. I think it's a Hasbro toy set. It's them with the Falcon. Dude, I usually am not like Hasbro's kind of what. Dude, it's so cool. I'm like, this looks
Yeah.
really cool. The ship looks awesome.
It's
Like,
right for great toys. So
oh yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, it's way better for toys than one was. It's arguably better for toys than even like Last Jedi was.
I will
So,
say that this one probably matches up with The Force Awakens for how many toys they can sell. Like, you can
Yeah, there's
really
so
pump
many
out
people.
toys. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you could
absolutely.
really pump out toys for this one, especially because it seems so centered around, like, this, you know, this goofy pair of Han and Chewie and Lando. And, like, and then, not only that, but, it seems like each time there's a new movie, a new series of toys gets released. So even if they don't have to
Right.
do with the movie, we're getting
Right,
like
Star Wars.
Exactly. We're just getting
coming
like.
up on Star Wars Day in like 2 weeks. So
Oh yeah, I know. My God, I can't wait. But yeah, so Tarkin finally has a. I'm really into the Black Series figures, like I've said a couple times, just because of the price of them. And
Right.
they finally have a Tarkin Black Series figure. So of course you already know I'm like freaking out. I can't wait to get my hands on one. So yeah, man. I look at, like I said, I don't think I shared it to our Talking Sith page. I might have shared it to my personal page, so I'm gonna go back on and share it again. But it did come out, and it is on the list came out, and it is up there. There's some really cool sets. The Lego sets are, of course,
Legos are gonna be
expensive, but you know Lego always is freaking awesome.
Lego's really cool lately. I mean, this is totally off topic, but I guess with their Avengers set, they for the Infinity Gauntlet, they made 6 major sets for Infinity War.
Yeah.
And one of them comes with the gauntlet, but each
Wow.
set comes with one of the stones.
Ah.
Or maybe it's 5 sets, but so if you want to, like, complete the Infinity Gauntlet and
Yeah.
and really be a true collector, you have to buy every single
That's
Infinity
awesome.
War Lego, which is a pretty cool way to get you to buy Legos. But,
Yeah. But it's still
I mean,
really
it's
cool
fun,
in
right?
general. I mean, I like the thing is, it's that like when it comes to Legos and things like that, like I never would mind spending money if it's for like to finish collecting a series of things
Oh,
because
absolutely, yeah.
it's not I don't know, I don't feel like it's a waste with Legos. One, you can replay with them if you want to, you know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah,
always the
you
type,
can do whatever you want. Like, you don't have to
Exactly.
build what you're trying to build. You can just have a bucket of Legos.
Exactly.
It's
Or
the most versatile toy out there.
Exactly, and then like the thing with Legos is that like once they are in whatever you want them to be in, like I always loved like getting my ships made or whatever when I would get a set. Like I'd get my ships made, whatever, get my like whatever made, and then I would like take my side Legos because I had a bin of Legos at the house, and then I'd make like my extra stuff, like my little
Right.
and then I'd have my, my characters from each one of these different universes, and you know what I mean? It'd just be this ridiculous mesh, but, like, I never really would mind spending money on Legos like that, because I'm like,
No,
they're...
Legos are the one thing, because they're cool. They're, like, they're creative. They're...
Yeah, exactly.
they're-
And plus, like I said,
great.
a set would be awesome to me. Like, if they had that same kind of thing for Star Wars, like, you bet I'd be trying to collect them all.
Are you
Like,
kidding
oh,
me?
yeah.
Like, even not even just this movie, but if they have, like, you get the Death Star, you get a Star Destroyer, you get an X-wing, and you get, I don't know, a Falcon, and if you get them all, you get the pieces to build, like, I don't know, Slave One or something.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Like,
That'd
I'd
be
be all
awesome.
over that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But,
Or if, like, you got all those ships and then somehow when you put them together it made, like, a Death Star or something. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, you get
right.
a bunch of different, like... Or it would be awesome if you... even just, like, for me, like, I think it's awesome that they have all the different types of ships. So if I had more money, you could bet I would have, like, the TIE and the... all the clone
yeah.
ships that they've had and things like that. It's just they get a little pricey, and I have kids.
Extremely expensive.
They get pricey, and I can't justify spending money on toys when my kids have, they need to eat and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, there's a new Hogwarts coming out this summer too, but it's pretty affordable, and it comes with like 10 characters too.
are you serious? Oh my god, that sounds exciting. Because I used to be
for,
obsessed with I used to be obsessed with the Harry Potter Legos when I was a kid.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
the sets were so much fun. The sets were
Yeah.
so much freaking fun. Especially, I remember when the one for uh, oh god, I don't remember which book it was, but I just remember it had the Quidditch, or the, it had like part of the Quidditch field on it, or the Quidditch like pitch on it, and then it had like whatever. So I didn't care about any other part of that Lego set. I just played Quidditch with it. Like that was it. I was like, oh my god, I love Quidditch so much. So all I did was play Quidditch. But yeah, those like I said, those sets, like I wouldn't mind spending the money to get the complete thing for Infinity War if I was a big enough fan. Because Legos are freaking awesome. So like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I would definitely do
Infinity War, if they had done one for like, I mean, it's the perfect one to do it for though, because of the gauntlet.
It really is,
and
yeah.
how that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I'm not like, I'm really excited for Infinity War, but I'm not like expecting it to be the world's best movie. So like, it's not like I care like that. But it is a very cool concept. If they did something like that for Harry Potter, that would be ridiculous too, where you could get like the Deathly Hallows if you bought 3 sets or something.
Oh
like that.
man, yeah, they'd have my money. They'd have my money immediately. Immediately.
And then the other thing was Denny's has a promo right now where they're like, it's a weird partnership. I don't really get it, but it's like Denny's has a bunch of solo commercials and stuff like that going on.
Yeah, I saw that. And I saw they have like cards there too.
Yeah, they have Topps trading cards, and I think you can collect like 12 of them.
Yeah.
And each set of 6 on the back of the card forms a puzzle. So you can like build puzzle with those, and then
I wonder if it has anything to do with the actual movie itself, like the story. Probably not.
It doesn't, no. But they do have character cups as well. They have 4 cups. You can get Han, Chewbacca, Kira, and Lando, and then the cups come with the, it's like a thick straw, and it's got a lid, and the lid is a little plastic Millennium Falcon. And then they have a themed menu as well, which some of it's pretty gross, I'll be honest with you. They have like a stack of pancakes with Pop Rocks on top of them, like that sort of thing. But they also have like a ghost pepper sauce burger, which is pretty interesting.
That sounds good, but like the Pop Rocks, I'm like, oh my god, that's like
Rivers and I went, and I thought you had to get the menu to get the tops, and then when I got there, I realized you didn't have to. So I didn't get anything off the menu. I just bought the two sets of top cards and 3 cups. I bought every cup except for Kira. So I have the Lando cup, the Han cup, and the Chewie cup. And then the cards are pretty cool, but they only come with 2 cards per pack, which is like useless. Like you need to buy like 20 packs if you want to hope to collect
to even get them all. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So each pack comes with 1 card explaining the collaboration between Denny's and Solo, because they're donating a bunch of money to feed hungry kids. And then there's another card with a coupon for Denny's. So like one of my packs had like, I don't know, 10% off your bill, and then the other pack had like a free milkshake or something like that. And then 2 cards in the pack. So there's 4 cards, and 2 of them are the actual trading cards. So, but it's cool because some of the characters in the trading cards are new characters from the movie. So there's like there's one guy named, crap, I'm gonna forget his name. It's like such a weird wrestler name. It's like Thurston Metal Puncher or something like that. It's a weird name. And then there's one guy named Six Eyes something, because he has 6 eyes. And then but both new stormtroopers are on the cards too.
Those are cool. That like snow trooper looking one is awesome.
Yeah,
with like the shaggy coat.
Yeah, they are sick. And then so that was pretty cool. I got 1 Han card, 1 Lando card, and then a new trooper. And then I don't remember what the flip card was, but the only thing that kind of sucks is that I like cards with like information on the back of them, like if they talked about their stats or like a little blurb or something like that. But on the back is the pieces of the puzzle, so there's nothing on the back of the card. But I will say the card pack was a little bit disappointing because the commercial makes it look like there's going to be like 6 cards per pack, and the card packs are, I think, like $3. So $3 for 2 cards is kind of worthless to me. But I mean, you're at Denny's,
Yeah.
you're spending like $8 anyway, so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
The cups were cool. I'm pretty excited about the cups.
Yeah, I
cool.
always loved that, man. It reminds me back in the day when they had like the Disney cups you could grab at like
Burger King,
McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like legit.
Every
Like I
time
remember
go
they had like the
movies and they
glass
have,
ones
like,
for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah, those two, yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a cool promo, and like I said, it's a pretty neat charity.
Yeah.
I think I posted
What was the
about
charity
it on
again?
our Facebook last week. It's like feeding kids in America or something like that.
Oh,
I
okay,
honestly
nice.
should know more about it, but I don't know. But,
yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
one of
like
my
all the
coupons
stuff
is
they're
for $1 off at Target if I buy a
Nice.
solo toy, and then
Nice. Well, the toys are slowly making their way into stores. Like I checked my local Target recently, and I didn't see any. They're still getting rid of all the Last Jedi stuff.
Right.
Which is really cheap if anybody out there collects. And you're just into like whatever you can get at your local store, not the serious like high end stuff, but just your typical Hasbro stuff. If you're into the Last Jedi toys, those are going for like $5 now for certain figures. Like it's real cheap. And they're starting to put out the new figures as they go. So in this area at least, I have not seen any of the new toys in my in my way in the Lisbon Target or whatever yet. So I don't know.
Target in months. I will say that I went to Toys R Us, and they're not getting the new stuff, obviously, but they did have finally their sale set up. So it's just
the sales are
sale.
Yeah, the sales are like what 10%.
I think some figs are 5 or 10% off.
Yeah, it's not very good yet. I'm gonna wait.
Not
and
everything's
see.
on sale yet. I mean, I did get a lot of toys for Rivers for like his birthday and Christmas and stuff, and I didn't spend anything on any of that. But all the cool stuff, like they know that people are waiting for like Legos to go on sale, so the Legos are like 2% off or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
The games are 10%, and then figs, like I said, figs are either 5 or 10, and then
I'm waiting for like those
electronics
Melissa.
are on sale, which I thought was interesting. I didn't think they'd be able to discount like video games and stuff. I mean, they don't have anything left, but they're technically on sale. So
they never really had like a huge selection to begin with, anyway. As far as that goes, they have kind of like your typical stuff. But I mean, I know like we were trying to get our hands on the Melissa and Doug toys for Finn, like the kind of like wood stuff that they have, because they're usually a little bit more expensive. So I was thinking, maybe if I can catch those in the sale, but nothing crazy yet.
Those are all 10% off right now. I got a bunch of that crap.
Yeah, we saw 10%, so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to wait and see if I can wait it out and see if the deals go. If not, then I'm just going to go grab a bunch and call it a day and just, like, stock up on stuff like that.
I bought stuff that, like, he's not going to have for, 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of for his birthday and for Christmas.
Very true. And I heard Babies R Us is going to be having sales too, and we were trying to catch.
Yeah, they're closing
those,
too,
so we can get the clothes for the little one. But as far as like the Star Wars toys goes, like I said, from what I saw at Toys R Us, it was really just like 5 and 10% off some of the Star Wars stuff, and not all of it was on sale. So yeah, it's not quite like worth going. If you're only gonna buy, like, if you're looking for one figurine that you've just been like waiting to get and to see if like the sales can 10% isn't the most. So if it's that one thing you want, it might not be worth it. But if you're going to get like a haul, then it'll
or even if it is the one thing, it might be worth it now. Before when it does go 15 and everyone buys it.
That's true. That's true. It might be worth it to just go get it just because
if you had bought it 2 months ago when you first wanted it, you'd be spending more anyway. So you may as well just grab it.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. Very true. I was hoping that they would get. I was being hopeful. I was hoping they would get the new Star Wars stuff in, and then it would go on sale because they were going out of business. But they went out of business like right before. No, they didn't get anything.
They do have signs all over the place saying like we're still getting shipment because they're clearing out our warehouses, but even the warehouses never would have had the Solo stuff.
Exactly. I don't think they would have had it.
And if celebration stuff, they
no
have,
way.
Like, Infinity War,
well, that makes sense.
War stuff, and then but I mean, it's great if you want like Homecoming or like the Power Rangers movie from last year.
Yep. Or if you
like
want any Black
Jedi
Panther stuff,
Rogue
then
One.
you're like set.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah, there's
that
a bunch
just
of stuff
came
like
out.
that.
And yeah, that just came out, and they're yeah, that's I know there was some my little brother is obsessed with Black Panther, so I think he got a mask and a couple toys and like
Right.
so yeah, so I'm pretty sure like stuff like that is cheap, which is nice. Like I said, if you're in the Black Panther, it's awesome because that's pretty new and all those toys are still relatively new, but you can get a deal on them. Whereas like I said,
Right.
you're probably not going to see any deals on any solo stuff because I would highly doubt there was any solo stuff in the warehouse when everything
No, yeah,
was
it was
like
not there.
when
They
they
did
called
have
it.
some cool Pokemon stuff.
Oh yeah.
They didn't really have any. I was expecting like Ninja Turtle stuff, and they didn't really have much of that, which I was a little bit
You know
stoked
what's
about.
so funny is that I very rarely see it. Like, I remember when we were kids, dude. You remember you could find the stick like everywhere. Like they
Yeah.
had the plastic whatever, like Raphael's
staff.
whatever bow staff, and
Yeah.
you could get the whatever. And I remember I used to be able to see the shells all over the place when I was like
Right.
when we were kids. Now I'm like I feel like I never see Ninja Turtle toys. Like I don't feel like I see
I
them as
do
much.
see them a lot, but they didn't have very many at Toys R Us.
Really? Maybe I'm
But,
just
I mean,
not
they're also
looking as much
between
as them.
shows right now too. So
That's
the new
true.
show starts this year, and the last
That's
one ended
true,
last
and
year.
it's usually dependent on what's going on. Like you said, if there's a new movie out or like or whatever.
Right,
Like
right.
as like when we were kids, I feel like there was just always specific. Like I feel like no matter what was going on, if you went to the store, you could find Power Rangers toys, like Ninja Turtle toys,
Right,
Pokemon
right.
cards. Like I feel like there was
They
always
just released
specific
a
stuff.
thing for Muckman that's like it's internet
God.
famous right now because it's so hard to find that you can sell it for a ton of
Are you
money.
serious?
Like
Wow.
people were waiting in line for it, like they were waiting, like like you see people waiting for Jordans or something.
Oh
Or an
wow,
iPhone.
that's so
So,
funny, dude.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but yeah, they didn't really have anything from that perspective. They did have some Disney. Like I got Rivers, he loves Mickey, and
Yeah.
I was walking through the aisle and he just like screamed and started pointing, and I was like, and I turned around, there's like this big Mickey there. So,
Yeah,
so I
that's
got-
kind of hard to
he
say
loves
no
Mickey.
to. That's
Yeah,
kind of
oh
hard
my
to
God.
say no
'Cause
to.
he like hugs it and stuff, and he just loves Mickey. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, but they did. I got probably 4 or 5 like educational toys.
Yeah.
And those were all, pretty well discounted.
Yeah.
And then I got like, not for yet, but I got like first Lego sets, like Duplo Lego sets.
Oh, yep.
Um,
Like the bigger blocks or whatever.
Yeah, that are like the zoo and stuff like that.
Yup.
And firehouse and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So for his birthday and Christmas, he'll be set.
Nice. I wanted to
I
grab
did
some
get
of
rid
those
of
like
those, remember
science
those
sets.
floor mats with like the streets? It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
a neighborhood.
Yeah.
I got one of those, but it's
Nice.
it's Ninja Turtles, so it's like New York City. It's pretty sick. I'm
That's
pretty
freaking
stoked about
awesome.
that.
That's freaking awesome. That's really cool. That's like I think that was probably one of the best parts of being a dad was like you get to when you get to go toy shopping again. Like
Right,
that's
right.
there's nothing
Yeah,
better
Carla
than
came
that,
home
man.
and there's like 8 bags of Toys R Us stuff on the bed. She's like, "What the hell did you do?" I was like, don't worry
Me and the
about it.
baby had some fun. We had a good day.
If
That's
it makes
so
you
funny.
happy, I didn't spend a ton of money because everything was on sale. But
Exactly. But I did
Good
definitely
choice.
go out overboard. That's so funny.
Right.
But yeah, no, I know. Like I said, I know at my local Target, I haven't seen any of the new Star Wars stuff yet. But if you guys happen to check it out or see anything, let me know. If it's starting to leak out in your area, because I have seen some posts on the Star Wars collecting group I'm a part of, and it has started to get out there in certain Targets around the country. So, and Walmart and things like that. Not just Target. I just know I'm specifically looking at Target because apparently,
right.
there's like one. They have like one line that's going through there, and I really want.
And they
to
always
start
do their
those.
Star Wars celebration too, better than
Exactly.
Walmart does, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like Target has a better like they set aside more space for Star Wars stuff, whereas Walmart will have like at least my Walmart in Norwich only has like it'll have like a couple pegs for like
God,
some.
Norwich Walmart, yeah.
Oh, it's awful. They'll have like a couple pegs for some Star Wars toys, and then like that's really it. And then like it'll be like literally like 1,000 fidget spinners next
Right,
to
right,
that.
right.
So it's just so annoying. So like I usually just go to Target because they have a better selection anyway, and they usually have the better deals anyway too. So, but yeah. So let me know if you guys see anything. We are going to actually get going a little bit early this week. I am not going to be around next week. Like I said, I'll be.
Is it just next week that you're missing?
just next week? That's it.
Because April 29th is our 1 year.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so it's
I
just
looked
next
it
week.
up last week when I was just looking for stuff to talk about,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
our first video was posted. That was like the intro video you did on
Yeah.
April 29th. So
Okay, that's awesome.
it's a Sunday this year, so maybe we can do like a little special Sunday episode just to
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I'll
yeah,
make
do a
sure
giveaway
while
or
I'm
something.
down in Disney, I look for some awesome 1 year anniversary gift to give away. While
Yeah,
I'm
and
down
I'm
that
still
way.
waiting. I got a buddy who's starting a pin company, and
Oh
he's gonna
yeah.
have a Star Wars pin, and so I'm gonna buy a few to give away as channel prizes. So
Yeah, that'd be
you'll
awesome.
hear
But
from me.
wow, man, I can't believe we've done this consistently for almost a year now.
Yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
pretty.
absolutely.
That's I'm pretty impressed with that. I never do anything consistently, so
I
that's
mean, I could talk about Star Wars for a year. I don't need to
yeah,
take a
that's
week
very
break
true. You
every
know
week.
what? We've pulled it off. We've managed to find something to talk about with Star Wars almost every Wednesday for almost a
Yep.
year now. So that's not bad. And you know what? It's not hard to do. If you like Star Wars even a little bit, then you can pretty much sit and talk about it all day. Like it's pretty easy. So it is nice, and I am glad. And like I say all the time, it's nice just to be able to because we're so busy because we have kids and all this crazy stuff. It's like the one time a week we can actually catch up. So it's nice
Right.
that we can actually take the time aside to like BS for a little bit because we're both so busy all the time. So, but yeah, man. Next week, like I said, I'll be in Disney. But if not Adam and Jared, then just Adam will be with you guys. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Jared. There's actually a chance Jared will be there. So
Okay,
so I'll
awesome.
hope for the best, but I'll expect the worst. And
Yeah, I
either way, you'll
won't.
get to hear me talk to myself again, and hopefully I
Yeah,
don't just talk literally to myself like I did last
yeah.
week,
If
where I was talking to myself for about
That's
20 minutes
so
before I
funny,
realized it
dude.
wasn't
That's
broadcasting. It was
hilarious.
really lame.
I
Carly
don't.
just looked at me like I was the biggest idiot in the
That's
world.
so
I
funny.
love it.
I don't think I'm gonna. I was thinking about it. I talked to Amber about it for like all of a quarter of a second, and she like totally was like, "No, that's not happening." Because I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll bring my PS4 down there." So it was, but she was like, "No," he was like, "Not happening."
You
She's
could
like,
like
"This isn't big."
Skype in, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I could Skype in if I like at the very least we could do it that way." But she was like, "But our thing is the night that we are supposed to be doing Talking Sith, we have a um like something we're gonna be attempting to stay for like some light something or other at
Oh,
Disney.
right.
So we're gonna try to hang out for that because I think it's at night. But the kids were like, I don't know if the kids are gonna be able to hang and if they're gonna be able to make it to that
Yeah,
late
no
and blah blah
worries.
blah.
Enjoy
So
your vacation. Shut off your
yeah,
brain.
yeah, that's what I figured we're gonna go ahead and do. But yeah, so I'll be gone next week, but Adam will be here with you guys, and we'll be talking a little bit more about the Han Solo trailer when I get back. Because we're going to be a little bit closer. And not only that, but there were some things I wanted to talk about today that I just didn't have time to. But I'm literally in the middle of packing, guys. So
Yeah, no worries.
yeah. So I
By the
just
time
have
you
to
get back, we'll
running.
probably have a bunch of 30-second, 60-second TV spots for Solo as
Yeah,
well.
that's
Because by
very
then
true.
we'll be a month out, and
Yeah.
also Avengers is coming out.
Yes.
So we'll have a bunch of like TV teasers, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
so
that's
that'll be
true.
good.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we had to go, and hopefully we can talk about it. Hopefully we can talk about it more when I get back from Disney. Is I thought it was really interesting, and I remember, and I know that you commented on the post, but I thought it was really interesting that they were thinking of replacing, or that it's just rumor that they were gonna put was it Meryl Streep in for Carrie Fisher?
Oh no! So all right, so it's not a rumor. It's not gonna happen. Like
Oh,
there's
okay.
zero basis in reality. But what it was some, and you can't see me, but I'm rolling my eyes and air quoting. Star Wars fans
Yeah.
started one of those dumbass online petitions
Oh,
to
okay.
have it occur, where they wanted
Oh,
that to happen, and
okay.
obviously, I mean, Meryl Streep is, if you had to name the best actress of all time, 5 out of 10 people minimum are going to say Meryl Streep. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing against Meryl Streep,
Not at
but
all.
like that's not how this works.
No.
You don't recast Princess Leia, and it's blasphemous. So yeah, it'll never happen. Disney would be off their rocker to do
Yeah.
that. I think
Yeah,
they would
I thought that
immediately
was
alienate not
crazy.
only half of their fans minimum, but also a ton of their actual like creative people.
Not to
like, they're
mention, I
cast.
thought to myself, would Meryl Streep even take that role? And I don't think she would.
That's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
honestly.
it doesn't matter.
There's it's totally completely asinine. I could honestly say that if that were to happen, I would, I don't know, I would consider watching it. I mean, that's tough to say, I think, but
that is
but
tough to say.
It really
Star
is.
Wars
It's
movie.
that kind of thing where you just don't do it. They could do a
Yeah.
digital one, and I would be like, ugh, but whatever. But you don't recast that specific role. There's like 3 or 4 roles in Star Wars, and probably movies in general, that you don't recast, and that's one of them. It's way too influential and important to so many people and definitive for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just don't do it.
No.
I mean, even with, like I said, potentially the greatest actress of all time, that's just not how it works.
It's just not. It's just not how it goes.
But there are, like I said, quote unquote fans who are very loud and obnoxious about it, and we know how that always goes. So,
yeah, but that's like,
that's
to me,
the most annoying thing, is that they're
when
just
has
annoying.
any of those
It has
online
nothing to do with
petitions
reality.
ever actually led to real action? Like, I've never
Well, the good
heard
news
of
is,
one
like,
of those
Disney
online
doesn't
petitions.
care. Like, Disney's
Yeah,
got their
they don't
money
care.
regardless, so they're not. It's not like some. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
not another franchise. But to
Exactly.
me, like, the only thing I could think of that would be comparable was when they had to recast Dumbledore. But that's
Yeah,
that's a
that
little
was
bit
tough,
different,
and
too,
that's
because
different,
Dumbledore,
and it was very early in the. And I mean, obviously, Harry Potter
they're
was
only
a
2
phenomenon.
movies in, and
Yeah,
it was a different thing, and Dumbledore
exactly.
had to be a lot more physically active in some of the later stories. So
Exactly.
So that's close, because I am, like, in love with the first Dumbledore and not so much with the second one. I mean,
agree.
no offense to him as an actor, but
Oh, not
just,
at all.
he
It's just the
wasn't
first Dumbledore fit that essence
Right.
of Dumbledore much
Oh,
better.
absolutely.
Like he
yeah,
the other Dumbledore kind of reworked the role. He kind of turned
Right, and he
Dumbledore
had
into
to.
his own thing.
The role changed, and there's
Yeah.
a lot more to do. But
But
like
the
I said,
Dumbledore
they
from the
just
book
couldn't do
never
it.
changed, which was what made it so difficult. Was like the Dumbledore
Right,
from the book
exactly.
stayed the one from the the first 2 movies, but then it was like the one in the movie changed, so you had to like make this connection of like, oh wait a second, like they act differently, but they're the same character. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like that kind of threw me off too. But I know what you're saying. That would be what I would compare it to. But you're right. It's a little different in the sense that I would say that like. Harry Potter wasn't quite at the status it was going to get to at that point.
And Princess Leia defined, like, generations,
Yeah.
plural, of people of
Yeah.
all shapes and sizes, and
Yeah.
there's no way. It's just not how that
Yeah,
goes.
exactly. But yeah, that was the
Not
only other
only
thing.
us as fans, but you'll lose like Mark Hamill. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just not something you do.
Yeah.
George Lucas would buzz me up. Like that's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't find enough.
George
words
Lucas
to
would
say
buy
about
it back
that.
just to destroy it.
Yeah, he'll say you're joking. I mean, he would sue him or something. Like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
not. You can't.
It's like
do
it is like at that point. Could it be like defamation? Is it
I
that
don't know.
blasphemous?
I don't know
Like,
what
is
they
it
could
that
consider it,
blasphemous?
but I'm sure that.
It
I would
feels
be
that
surprised if he
blasphemous.
didn't have some clause when he sold it, and like if you mess it up that badly, I'm coming for you, sort of thing. But
Yeah. You know what? That's
but
very
we'll
true.
see.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because there is some things where I'm like, yeah, but then, yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was the only other thing that I was thinking, because I just thought that was really interesting as far as, and plus it begged the question and brought up the question, like, how are they going to kind of write Leia off once and for all, and are they going to do it? But then I did see a article, just real quick before we go, I did see an article that said that Disney does have a, like, 3D whatever, like they did.
yeah,
with
they did that of
Peter
all
Cushing.
the three big, the 3 big
Yeah,
guys. They did have Harrison, Mark, and Carrie.
and Carrie. Yeah,
Just in case.
just in case.
They also said that Carrie Fisher wasn't going to be digitized for episode 8, and at the time that extended to episode 9, but that was before they rewrote it.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
she was supposed to be a huge part of episode 9.
Well, exactly, because it was supposed to be Han was supposed to
entirely,
be, it was supposed to be Han, then Luke, then Leia. They each one would have
Right.
gotten their movie basically, and then
Right,
while kind of
right.
highlighting the new characters, but that changed when she passed away. So it's kind of like
yeah, the only thing I think
what'll
of is
happen.
with the rewrite, maybe like making it 4 or 5 years in the future, and
Yeah.
she could have just died. Like
Yeah.
I could see, but yeah, that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, somebody had a good theory that she got sick when she went into space. That when that happened, she got sick, and that, like you said, that will catch up a couple years from where we left off, and she'll have passed away because she got sick.
I mean, she might just not be able to survive a world without Han and Luke in it. Like she has such a forced bond, especially with Luke.
That's very true. She might go the way of Padme, and not to say that she's just gonna lay down and die, but
like that's
yeah.
enough.
But we have to remember, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Like we have to remember that she is older and that she did lose everything at this point. Like she has nothing left. She has no Luke, and then her son's gone. You know what I mean? And obviously these people she's connecting with because they're a part of this rebellious force she's with. But at the same time, they're not. It's nothing like when she went through hell and back with Han and Luke. You know what I mean? Like, she discovered who she was as a person, as a general, as a politician, all this stuff. She fell in love with Han. She discovered that Luke was her brother, all this crazy stuff. Like, so, it just doesn't feel like, I understand her and Rey might be close, or her and Finn, or her and Poe might be close, but I just don't feel like anyone's gonna resonate with her.
It's not your twin.
Exactly, it's not your twin.
It's not your twin who happens to be like literally a force manifestation. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You have to have a connection to the universe to be related.
Exactly. So you're right. It might just be as simple as she was tired and sad.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
she was just tired and sad.
She's not young. I mean, as a character.
No, she's not. As a character, she's definitely not. As a character, she's well into, and and that's the thing. She's also a war veteran, not just a general, but she fought in wars, and
yeah, literally, like her planet exploded. She's seen everything anyone can possibly see.
Exactly, like lost not like that's exactly. You're 100% right. Like that's a great way to put it. Like she didn't just lose like her friends, she lost every single person she ever cared about in one moment. Like in one single instance, like her whole childhood, her friends, her family, everyone was completely taken away from her. And I think, we forget that about Leia, because she is so strong and she is so resilient that, I think we forget, like, man, she's been through hell. Like, she might just, like, you're right, she might just be tired and sad and a little bit old now, like, so that might just be that might be as simple as the writing needs to be.
And that's enough. Like, I don't think anyone could, like, you get your neck, you're like, oh, that's not what she would do.
Yeah.
Like, in reality, like, it's not a sign of weakness to accept that, I think. And Carrie Fisher is the strongest female role model on the planet.
Yeah. And part of her strength and like we always say, and like she said, so it's not me just being a huge Carrie Fisher fan, Leia and Carrie Fisher are two, they're one and the same. Carrie Fisher said it all the time. Like, Leia is me, I am Leia. Like, it's one and the same. And one thing that Carrie Fisher was not scared or shy about was being imperfect. Like, that was okay for her.
Exactly. And I think that she would embrace, especially, as a Force person, embrace the next step as just the next step. An opportunity to be one with the Force and be at peace. And
and not to mention,
I don't think that that's like a sign of weakness. I think that's a sign of like great fortitude.
Oh yeah, and not to mention, like you said, she's the only thing left out of everything we know. So as far as like what we know of the Skywalker line and this and that, besides Kylo, but as far as what we know is like the Skywalker line and the story that we know of Star Wars and this and that and the other, like she's basically all that's left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we'll get some Force Ghost Luke, I'm sure, but
but for the most part, like Han's gone, Luke's gone, like all everybody from, I mean, even Akbar is gone. You know what I mean? The soldier that she went through almost everything with, Akbar's gone now
just
too.
Chewie.
You know what I mean?
Chewie and the droids.
Chewie. Yeah, it's just Chewie and the droids, and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can definitely understand 100%. Like, not only if Carrie was still alive, being okay with that, decision if they go that route in the movie, but also, like, I'm definitely okay if that's the route that they go, because, like I said, I can 100, but like being a big fan enough, that's what, like you said, you'll have those guys out there who's gonna say like, oh, she wouldn't do that, but it's like, no, I feel like that's exactly what she would do. She would say like, I'm tired, I'm good, I fought, it's your guys' turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the only thing they could possibly, well, that's not true. I don't want to end up eating that later. But I will say that the only thing I can think of right now in the moment that they could do that would be 100% incorrect would be to recast. But other than that, like the only way they could recast would be like if they made Billy Lord look like her mom, like just put a ton of prosthetics and makeup on her and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be okay. But other than that, if they recast, that would be the one wrong thing they could do with it.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, let me get going. Let me jump off so I can get back to it. But yeah, guys, join us next week. Adam will be here talking Sith at all the good things. You can find us, and we appreciate you joining us. Like I said, I'm gonna try to grab some goodies down from Disney for our anniversary show, and I'll make sure I post a little event thing on our Facebook page. That way, you guys know it's coming. And you can join us for our 1 year. But yeah, guys, we really appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
Have a good trip, man.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh, that's right. I am the one who's